Welcome back, everybody. So today we're going to be working on the Corvair. I've been talking about it for a while, and other things came up. But today we're working on the Corvair. One thing that I want to do is, which I've been meaning to do, where did I put my keys? Here it is get this hole covered up, because like right now, if it rains, that hole basically leads into the inside of the car, or inside of the trunk. So we are going to fix that today. That's going to be the first thing I do, is we're going to go ahead and sand that down and weld that in, and then I want to go through and clean some of this junk up. So let's go ahead, get the DA out, which I have the DA right here, and we're going to go ahead and knock all of this down on it right here. I want to get the and my brain just like took a dump. Get all the duct tape off of it and get it back down to clean, and then of course we're gonna have to get it to bare metal because we're gonna be welding. So it doesn't take long, but at the same time you can see where this has been exposed to the elements. So a little bit of surface rust on it, all that stuff right there. Not that big of a deal, because we're going to clean that up. So that's going to take me a few minutes, because I want to go ahead and I want to get that whole area like prepped up and cleaned up and get it down to bare metal, get it ready for welding. But you got to get that stuff out too. So let me go ahead, let me get this part sanded down better, get it prepped. Okay, didn't take as long as I expected to get it cleaned up, but as you would know, as you expect with this, there was a little bit of surface rust underneath of it. So yeah, at least I got something underneath of it, but there was a little bit of surface rust on it. There's a little bit of pitting. Of course there was some body filler right here. Not a big deal. Again, which I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again, this car is never going to be perfect. It is going to be perfect enough. So got something to back it. It'll at least be able to take most of the weld and all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead. Yes, I will bare hand. I have the welder set as low as possible because this is sheet metal, so we're gonna have to play with it a little bit here. I don't know how good my ground is either. We're working on everything. Come on. Gotta turn the heat up some. It's working. So I'm, sheet metal, it's thin. I mean, what is this stuff, like 18 gauge, maybe 16, no. Lower the number, the thicker it is. 18 to 20. So you don't want to go too high heat. You just got to work on it slowly. Okay, so got it all welded up, got the hole filled and leveled out. Of course, like I said, it is going to need some filler. It's probably going to need another touch up with the welder type thing once you kind of go over this. But let's go ahead, see if we can knock this down a little bit with a DA. And where did I put my earmuffs? Just lost my earmuffs. Oh, here they are. See if we can knock it down just a little bit, just see what it's like when I take the sandpaper across it. Oh yeah, you can see where I missed the spot. So right here along this edge right here, it is where the sheet metal is not touching or it's not welded. So we need to go around this edge right here, kind of a little bit, but for the most part it ain't that bad. Again, this is going to get some body filler on it, which we have, you know, right back here. So it's just going to take time. So some of this stuff is not made over day, but like, it's warm. It's not bad. It's going to need a little more welding, and then a little bit of grinding to knock the high off, and then fill it in. It'll keep the water out. We are planning on, I found the other day, which I showed in the previous video, is get this thing open. You know how this is got holes in it and all that stuff. So I found on Facebook Marketplace the other day, I found which I need to go pick up. It's a little bit of a trip, but it's a 4x4 sheet of 18 gauge steel. So, and it's only $30. So like, I'm gonna go and pick up a sheet of 4x4. That way I can start patching in panels and this and that, and I'll have, you know, good metal. So we need to pick that up so we can start patching in some panels. So all right, let me get back to that. Okay, before I put the hardener in this, so we went ahead, we sanded it all down. It is perfectly below or level, so straight edge, and I'm going across it, and it's just almost perfect. So we're gonna give it a try. I mean, like when you put filler across it, I know, got the fan on, it's hot. So when you put filler across it, that's gonna kind of be the telltale of whether or not you got it pretty flat. So there it is. You skimmed across it. Looks alright. Again, I'm no potty man, so we're gonna let that set. It is, you know, it is hot outside, so it's gonna dry at a pretty decent pace. I'm not gonna stress on that aspect of it. So now what I want to do is I want to go over, like I said, we're working toward front to the back, so we're working on front aspect. So I grinded right here, and you can see a little bit of rust, like right in there. There's some bubbles right here. We're gonna start by going around this drip rail. You know what? I'm taking this thing off. I've always, I don't even know my own drawers here. I've always disliked this chrome ring around it. Let's see what it's like without it. Much better. Of course, it's dirty and all that kind of stuff, but like, that's so much better. I've always hated that chrome ring. This thing's just never been my jam right here. We'll just set that right there for now. That's so much better looking. It's just basic and smooth. Oh yeah, gotta clean that. All right. Like I said, I want to go over all of this, and I think this car, I don't know if you can see, I think this car was brown before. So like when I was doing this up here, underneath the red was primer, and then underneath the primer was brown. I wonder if this car was brown before. I just don't know. I mean, it could be. It could have been. I would love to have a wire wheel that went on to that thing, but I don't have one. All my wire wheels are for drills. So, I guess, let's go ahead. Get that wire wheel into here and start kind of going through here. I want to see, like, see how, I mean, you can tell that side was hit more, because like you see this rail, this drip rail right here, how nice and smooth it is. Gets down to here, it's a little but like nice and straight and smooth. Then you get over this one, and it's dented here, dented here, dented here, dented down there. Yeah, this drip rail on this side is just jacked up. So we really need to clean this side up. And there's, you know, yeah. All right, let's get the wire wheeling. Okay. So, as you can see, the drip rail on that side is almost gone. So this is factory over here, and well, this is what's left of factory. So basically, he had, like, this is just like aluminum, little pieces of aluminum that were literally glued in right there. I mean, like legit. It was just glued in. So tearing it up, but that's all right. That's what we're doing. That's what we're here for. It's hard to say I'm not disappointed, because that's not like what I'm going for. I'm not surprised. There you go. That's the word. I'm not surprised at stuff like that, because, like, you know, the floor inside is just pieces of sheet metal. There was just, or sheet aluminum. That was covered by a piece of sheet of aluminum. So I'm not at all surprised with that right there. Not one bit. That's definitely going to be a sand it down tomorrow thing right there. So I'm gonna take a break on the video. I'm just going to continue to work. I'm going to pick this up tomorrow after some more sanding and some more cleaning and some more of this. And then tomorrow, because I'm going to let this dry overnight. The weather's supposed to be nice for the next couple days. So I'm going to let this dry overnight because it's still tacky. And then we'll sand this down tomorrow and go from there. So I'm going to just continue on working. I'll see you in about a second, but it'll be tomorrow. Okay, so it's the next day. So let's go ahead and get this video knocked out. So off camera yesterday, I did a little more grinding, stuff like that. I don't remember. Did I do that on camera? I don't know. So there was a little spot of rust right here, so I went ahead and sanded it down. It does need, like, you know, feathered out, maybe a little skim coat of body filler on it, but there was a rust spot there. Just wanted to kind of clean it up. And then I went over this area right here. Now, again, this side is, I've kind of came to the conclusion that this side took a big hit. And, well, you can kind of see all the filler that's all around this corner right here. I mean, you can see right there, kind of thick. I mean, like, that's as thick as a key. What I'm going to do, so yeah, I went all around this area because I was like, I was cleaning in here and got a lot of this done, cleaned up, and this and that. And then I was like, that's when I started to get into this, and I was like, oh, okay. So what I'm going to do is, I've got, basically, I have a 3M, just, oh, this isn't like hardcore body filler. This is just like skim coat. So we need to get something that's more substantial, which is what I'm going to get in a little while. And we're going to get like a fiberglass reinforced body filler. Now, I think that would be good for a lot of this stuff. We're going to go ahead, take on another video, we'll take all of this back out, because that way I can get underneath of it right here, kind of clean this up. And then we're going to have to redo and re-sculpt this. So we can get in, we can do that. We'll wind up, what we'll probably wind up doing is getting, like, you know, L channel, and that way I can kind of put it underneath here, we'll weld it in, and then it'll come up for the L. We can kind of cut a lot of this out. So that's going to be, I'm not going to say it's a hard fix, but it's going to be an easy fix, but we'll kind of work into that aspect. And the fiberglass, you know, reinforced style body filler will be better for this to kind of, like, you know, hold all that together better. So we'll go ahead and spray all this here in a little while, because it's not going to rain tomorrow, but it's going to rain the next day. And like yesterday, it was stupid hot. Today it ain't even, it's only like 70 freaking 8 degrees or something like that. So let's go ahead and go over this area right here and see how it looks, because I know this isn't going to be perfect, but it's like I want to try to get it as good as possible, kind of see what it looks like. It might need another skim coat, but I'm not going to stress on that. Just want to knock it down and just kind of See how it rolls. See how it flows. Oh yeah, that's gonna look good. I think I'm still gonna need a skim coat. But just off of that real quick, that already looks good. So we'll go around here because there was body filler here, and then I took it down to bare metal here. So there's like transition. So I know we're gonna have to go over this, but we're not gonna stress on that. We were mainly trying to get the hole filled. So we'll go around this, clean it up a little bit, smooth it out a little bit more, and then we'll paint over that some green primer. So much better. Okay, so I got it sanded down. I finished up just that little bit that I wanted to, which is just enough. And all I did, like I said, is just kind of went around the edges. It's still going to be rough, but that's fine. And now you get primer on it. You can really tell where I didn't get body filler and all that stuff, because like I said, there was body filler here and I kind of cut into it when I was doing same thing. So it's like it needs a little bit of going over, but that's all right. That's part of the whole process. And I sanded just now while I was sanding that, I sanded along this edge. There was a little bit of surface rust along that. So it's basically now, I don't care how thick I put this on, because basically this is all going to get cleaned off anyways. This is just primer for now, and as we're cleaning and all that kind of stuff, I need to go, like I said earlier in the video, is I need to go to Harbor Freight and pick up like the big industrial wire wheels, something that like you can hook on the angle grinder, and they really eat up a lot faster. And some of those have the big humongous bristles on it, all that kind of stuff. So that would eat through a lot of this stuff, you know, whether it's the body filler or, you know, some of this rust that I have and all that kind of stuff. It'll eat through that stuff so much faster. So I need to go up and get that. I mean, it's like literally like they're $5 for the fine, and then $5, $6 for the rough one. So pretty good. All right, we'll finish priming off camera, all that kind of stuff, but hey, I can't complain. My first hole or first issue is fixed. We still, like I said, we still have a lot to go on this car, but hey, first hole is fixed all the way through. I even primed it on the back side, so the whole thing is good to go. So one hole down, a million more to go, and it's all good. Hey, at least it runs and drives. Can't complain. Took it out to spin around the block the other day. Can't complain. All right, first hole down, many more to go. We'll catch you in the next video.